that. We
I'm
can't do it.
recording. Go.
All right. Nicola, what happened last time?
We started at the Volkov Temple, where we got to meet Vetra's mother and grandparents.
They eat
We went back through the port key, where we discovered an injured Reese and what was Victoris?
Victor.
Yeah. Then we followed where Famine passed through, who had kidnapped Paul and Tio, and we managed. We got the help of the teachers to get through the magical puzzle door, where Tio and Vetra got transformed into their were forms, and then we thought Professor Schroesmith might be a future werewolf, and we're there.
No, Reese did that thing.
Well,
Reese
so
did a wind thing. He was switching
So-
positions with somebody.
Victor's and Errol both activated the force bubble, and at the same time, Reese was going to swap with someone.
We don't know who.
Oh yeah.
But we're
and
about
then
to find out.
cliffhanger.
This time on Wands and Wizards.
Ooh, I like the music change.
I do too.
Oh. Okay.
I'm a fan.
You guys see as Tio and Vetra bear down on Reese. Blood dripping from their mouths and claws with a very unsated hunger. Reese kind of backs up a little bit. He takes off his hat and he gives a very coy smile. Lads and lasses, don't count me out quite yet. He points his arm outwards, and wind begins to form around it. You know this means he's going to change places with someone. Now, you all think to yourselves, Reese wouldn't throw me to the metaphorical wolves, would he?
Yeah, he would.
Yes.
He wouldn't trap me into a cage with two bloodthirsty beasts.
Yeah.
Would he? The wind flows from his hand, and he swaps places with Victor Winterfield.
Fun.
Reese lands on the ground on his knees, and he turns around, and he has almost a shocked expression. Cherry, the image that unfolds in front of you is not pleasant, as well as everyone else watching. Sorry to those players who are currently eating. You see as Vetra and Tio begin tearing apart Victor.
Bye-bye.
The screams kind of echo throughout with a final bite done by Vetra to Victor's neck. The screams stop. You all see as Professor Griffith grabs the potion. Who has it currently? Is it Ava?
Eva.
He quickly grabs the potion. And you see with a point forward of his wand, he kind of breaks through the barrier, albeit slowly. And he, with a whip forward, the liquid splashes out and covers both Tio and Vetra. You see and hear as both creatures wail in agony as they both fall to the ground, steam coming off of them. It's almost like this potion is burning them. You see as they begin to shrink down in size and take on a more familiar form that you are all quite familiar with, although slightly different.
I have ears.
The magical barrier around dissipates.
I'm immediately going to run up and kind of purposefully put myself by them so that no one else can touch them, and I'm gonna like give Vetra like a really stupidly big hug and make sure that my body is between her and everybody else.
As this is going on, Paul goes over to Professor Showsmith. Dad? He reaches out. Ava, Nicola, and Celine, since you're right by this, you see on his neck where he was bitten is a sort of darkness, a black goo, and it's eating away at his skin. You can see that it just went straight into his windpipe, and he's no longer breathing.
And that's Professor Griffith?
Showsmith.
Showsmith. Oh, okay. I was curious. I was like, I'm not near him, but okay.
Dad? Dad, I closed the wound. No, Dad, Dad.
I'm gonna try to comfort Paul as much as I can.
Jerry,
Yeah,
you
I'm
walk
here.
over to this pile that was once your brother.
She ran past everybody. She was very, very silent the whole time. Expression of shock, resentment, and anger. But she's just crying right now.
As the scene unfolds all in front of you, you hear echoed throughout the big empty hall that you're in a laugh, one of thick Haitian descent. I always get what I. Vetra, you're shell shocked. You're sitting there, you're shaking. Obviously, you've transformed most of your life, but this time it's different. You taste blood in your mouth. You did it in front of all of your friends.
Sorry, John, I had a question. When we ended last session, I was, we'll say stable but unconscious. I'm assuming.
You were woken up.
Okay, thank you. I was just making sure before I did something.
There's a taste of blood in your mouth, Vetra. You feel ill. You look over at Victor and Professor Showsmith. You know what just transpired, although you can't remember all the details. It was like you were in a dream. But feelings going through your head right now is quite minuscule compared to the pounding headache you have. Being forced out of transformation like this is never easy.
Do I know Showsmith is dead?
You could hear Paul screaming, so you can assume yes.
Would I know if I could save him by turning him officially?
You think that most definitely if you went and turned him, there's something that could be done about healing his wounds. But when you bit him, which you vaguely remember, you felt your blood go into his. So he should be turned already.
Which means he should be not dead.
Correct. There's a key word in that sentence.
Should.
Errol, how are you feeling?
I'm gonna kind of. I mean, I'm trying to assess. Because I'm behind Cherry, kind of like taking in also what happened, recognizing what's kind of happened, and I kind of want to like shield her from it. So like I kind of want to like put my hand on her shoulder, but at the same time like try to draw her away from seeing her own dead brother.
Professor Everbloom comes over and with a whip of her wand, her cloak goes over Victor's mangled corpse. Professor Griffith pulls Paul off of his dad and ushers Thaleen to grab a cloak that's on the floor and throw it over him.
Diana, we have to check. We have to check Showsmith.
You stay on the ground and you're gonna get tied up. So will Tio.
No.
They just killed.
They did not kill.
They did.
We don't
They
have
did not
control
kill.
when we shift.
You made the decision to come here.
That is not.
We were
You
forced
knowingly-
to sleep.
Do not touch her.
You knowingly followed us here when you knew the dangers. You put all of us at risk. You like to talk about consequences for our actions.
You think she put us at risk by existing?
Yes.
Nicholas, We put ourselves
I'm not
in
saying
this
I'm
dangerous.
I
There is
am
no reason
not.
to be arguing right now with two
I
people dead.
I am not saying that I'm
Casting
not going to
Silencio
kill her.
on Nicholas.
Sort
Yeah, beat me
reflect
to
spell
it.
reflect on you.
Cast a wisdom saving throw. Sorry.
Where is
I
Get your
don't think that this
anti-werewolf.
is the time for emotions, especially that me and Tio
I
are
think
still half shifted.
whatever needs to be said can wait.
yes?
Do you take a look at your messages?
I just automatically cancel your spell.
Oh.
What is your what's the spell level actually?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, the spell was cast at 2nd level.
I just turned around, waved my wand, and it just
as Victorious
canceled.
with his knowledge of dark magic, can he tell what happened to Show Smith's neck?
Yes. It seems that after he was bit, some sort of poison, necrosis, ate away at the wound.
Can I take a sample of it?
Sure.
Actually, I want to finish also my effect. I am gonna redirect that Silentio to to Vetra.
Do they have to make a wisdom saving throw now?
Yes.
Vetra, make a wisdom saving throw. You fail. You have been silenced.
I'm not saying that we need to punish her. We just need to be safe for now. Both of them will be tied up. I'm not. This is not going to hurt them. It's a rope. It's to make sure nothing else happens. We have a dead student and a dead teacher on our hands. This is a serious situation. She loves to talk about consequences for actions, about how I had to do my consequences for my actions. Same for her right now. A rope.
Nicola, I will take Tio and I will take Vetra. Everbloom comes over. She's got tears in her eyes. I will take them to the infirmary. As you can tell by looking at them, the potion didn't quite work all the way.
No, they're monsters. What can you expect?
Aren't we all?
No.
Tio, Vetra, come with me. You see as Everbloom is leading the both of them out. Vetra, you see a magical chain appear around your left wrist, and it connects to Tio's, which connects to Everbloom's wand. Don't worry, they'll be safe. Girls, you're okay with me. And she takes them up the ladder.
Victorious is gonna approach the group. I guess some friend you are, Nicola. Turns on your friends at the most inopportune times. Good job.
Monsters
Should be
are
proud
monsters.
to call you a friend.
I give him a very deadpan look as I walk past him.
Griffith kind of walks over and he puts a wand up to his neck. You see the next words he speak are of a higher volume. I need you guys to all head back to your common rooms right now. I will deal with this. Errol, grab Cherry and grab Paul.
I want to go to the infirmary. I want to help with the wounded.
The wounded
Very
are
well.
here.
I don't
The
know
dead are
what.
I already helped with you, Nicola, and I regret every decision that I made regarding that.
Nicola, I need you to come with me.
I don't know what I can do, but I'll be an extra set of hands for Diana.
Very well. To get here, we had to pass through the courtyard, so we'll all split off at the courtyard. He kind of ushers everyone out as he points to you, Nicola, and Professor Showsmith. Errol, do you grab Cherry and Paul?
I will.
Cherry will willingly go.
Come on, Diana. We won't see how Vetra's doing here.
Celine, you can go to the infirmary too. I'm sure you're not feeling well after that.
Victorious is going to let Professor Griffith know about the neck before he follows Ava and Diana.
Nicola, you stay behind for about a minute, helping with Professor Griffith to get Showsmith and Victor's bodies kind of all set. He wraps them up in the cloaks and ties them shut. He leans over and he whispers something to you as he floats both bodies up. And he says, "Go on, I'll get these guys to the morgue."
How do I pick them up? Or is it just
Just
okay? I was like, wait, I'm trying to drag.
you guys head up the
Roll
ladder.
athleticism.
Let me make sure get all the tokens correct on this. So I just put the tokens randomly. You guys come up through a trap door on the floor. You recognize this room. In front of you stood that big door that was slightly ajar. It looks like it's been somewhat closed. This is where you guys eavesdropped on your conversation last year between Professor Voyager and Edward Wayward. This painting here was the one that led to the Hall of Trials that you did. And this particular area of the catacombs was in the opposite direction where you found the book originally. Professor Delva and Professor Gaunt run down the hallway, and they see you guys gathering. Oh, Professor Griffith, I was wondering where you were. There's been an accident. Professor Everbloom, I think you should come as well. Forgot Everbloom's with you guys. No, she's not with you guys. Never mind. She took Tio and them up a different way. There's been an accident in the courtyard. There's There's a student that died. Professor Griffith just kind of ushers behind him to the two wrapped up bodies that are floating behind him. Another one to add to the list, I suppose. What a night. Well, come on, children. Children shouldn't be concerning themselves with this. You should all head back to your dorms.
What do you mean that children shouldn't be concerning ourselves? Children did this, Professor. We should all be involved.
And on my point, this became a family problem at this point.
Suppose you're correct on that. Well, regardless, you all shouldn't stay down here. It's too dangerous in the courtyard or the castle at the moment. If there's bodies dropping like flies. When we pass through the courtyard, I ask you to please just keep moving. Don't crowd around like everyone else is doing. And you see as the two teachers kind of usher you towards them.
Do you mean the 3 teachers?
Well, these two, the other one is
Yeah.
Harry.
Professor Griffith is hiding among the students. He's a student
Among
now.
the students.
Among Us.
Do, 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 do. Do, do, do.
Where are some people's tokens
Wait, so
different
this
from?
is still the same day?
Yes. You guys literally just went up the ladder.
As we walk by the courtyard, I want to pay attention real hard to see who it is. Don't see it, but
Let and before I load the next scene, let me make sure the tokens are all right.
Ooh. Well, I have to play this character a whole different now.
Let me know when everyone is loaded in. I think the only
I'm
one
loaded
remaining
in.
with
I'm
me
just
is-
healing Celine while everyone else loads in.
Loading.
Yeah, I'm in.
Isn't this
Slowly
the
but
setup of the red
surely
mage?
I'm loading. And 99%. I'm gonna be a minute.
It's fine. Let me know when you're all set. It shows you loaded on my screen, but
No, because it's still showing game pause gray on mine.
oh,
Yeah,
probably just refresh.
I would if that wouldn't make it worse. Its laptops was meant to just talk on, not the Foundry, sadly.
I just wanted to see if that would help him.
No, trust me, I've tried before. It
No,
only made it worse.
because John saw me move and pause the screen instantly.
that's
But
okay. This scene is for someone else, anyways. So
Oh, and that's fine. You can continue.
You see as students and teachers are kind of gathered around in the courtyard.
And it's loaded.
You guys see as there is someone laying on the ground right here. It's hard to see past all the people standing around them. But they have a white sheet over them. You see as teachers are ushering students, get away, go back to your dorms, go back to your dorms. Professor Branch and Gibbs are trying to shoo away. You see as Coach Greengrass is like doing this as you guys run up. Nicola, you see as your friend Fleur Bonnecord is sitting there with tears down her face as she turns around to look at you.
Please, no.
She turns around and just says, Nicola. And then she kind of looks back to the person laying on the ground. What do you do?
I'm gonna run up to her and grab her. If I'm able to get through the professors.
With the strength of conviction, you manage to push past Edith and Professor Ollivander. Edith is kind of like hovering over you. Where do you want to go?
I'll just.
Oh, I have it unpaused. Oh, never mind. Edith.
No, I don't. I don't trust that lawful voice. More here.
You see as Headmistress Fubayan and Edith Voyager are like looking over to comfort you. And you see just from sheer like knowing her body figure alone, who that is. It is your close childhood friend, Erin Delacour. And in her hand is a piece of paper.
I'm gonna grab it and read it.
You cannot deny death a soul it deserves.
Oh.
That's what the paper says?
Correct.
Remember famine? He killed Nicola.
You see as Headmistress Fubian kind of wraps up Erin and looks at you, Nicola and Fleur. Edith, take these two to the infirmary. In the meantime, students, back to your dorms now. And she holds up her wand. And you see as flashes of light kind of appear around the students as each of you feel a glow overtake you. And you are now sitting back in your common rooms.
Is everyone being sent like magically sent back to the common rooms, or?
Yes.
Oh, we're in a dreamless sleep again.
No, this is just my like
Oh, okay.
landing
I
page.
was like,
don't worry.
God damn it, salmon.
It's a loading page. There needs to be there should be tips on there like.
Don't die.
Yeah.
What-
Don't
my
fight things you know you can't beat.
Can't get over my fucking foot. Like, the one foot looks fine, but then the other one just looks like.
Oh, your legs are just crossed. It's fine.
Crisscross applesauce.
This is the
So
other
we'll go down the list here. Dynea, you are transported back to the Ravenclaw common room. You see as the other students are also teleported back there. Some of the ones that were staying at. She's talking. We'll go to Errol first then. Errol,
Yeah.
you find yourself back at the Gryffindor common room.
Is Paul there too?
Paul is right next to you, alongside Victoris.
Kind of just want to not really say anything, but just give Paul a hug. Just like try to embrace him. I really don't have any words to say to him, but because I know what it's like to lose a father. But I know he's going to need time to process this.
Victoris.
Victoris is not as faced with death as everybody, so he's not gonna really say anything because he knows it's a touchy subject with others. So without making it worse, he's just gonna stay quiet.
All right. Back to Dynea again. Did you hear anything I said beforehand?
Yes.
Okay. You and Ava are transported back to the Ravenclaw common room.
After the infirmary?
No. You are transported back there first. You think to yourself you need to get to the infirmary. Luckily there's no teachers to tell you to fuck off because they're all out in the courtyard right now.
Yeah.
And you and Ava run to the infirmary, where you see Professor Everbloom has covered both Tio and Vetra in blankets. They are magically chained to their beds, with the windows around the infirmary all blocked out from moonlight.
Is Professor Everbloom there?
Yes, she is.
Professor Everbloom, what are the chains for? Haven't they shifted back?
The chains are just in case the potion wears off before the night ends.
This wasn't
made it-
their fault. You know that, right?
I know. We have procedures in place for the 3 students who are shifters in this school, which you see as her face turns white. Professor Showsmith, watch these 2. I'll be right back. You see as she apparates away.
Do we think she's going to the 3rd shifter to see how he's doing?
You can assume with how pale her face got that yes. You all know that Showsmith had personally oversaw, as he told you originally in his transfiguration class, that he oversaw the 3 shifters in school. And you know now of 2.
I know of 3.
Yes, you do know of 3.
That was
I
for
knew-
Will.
I knew of 3.
I didn't even know we had shifters.
Someone remember his
Oh my
last
god!
name.
No
Well,
shit.
you're in
I had
luck, Arrow,
no
because I'm
idea.
about to say, Ava, we should probably go make sure Gryffindor common room's okay, because the 3rd shifter's in Gryffindor.
Oh, Paul.
The 3rd shifters in Griffin.
Yeah.
Shit.
Did I miss something here? Because I
No,
have no
this
idea.
this is just
No, I'm not.
Diana divination stuff.
And painting
And
Vetra's
Vetra.
nails.
And yeah, painting Vetra's nails because she told me she was a wolf a while ago.
Yes, Vetra knows who all 3 shifters were.
So Vetra could partially shift before this, like starting at the purple moon, and showed Diana her claw hands. And so
And
whenever
Diana
she
said, "You are who you are," and then I painted her claw hands.
she
Oh
did,
my
she
God.
painted my nails.
Ava's
Um,
gonna like follow behind Diana questioningly. She's gonna be like, "What?"
Vetra, you're laying in bed. What emotions are you feeling? You're very weak right now.
You know, like the television static, you know, when you can't get service. That's kind
Mhm.
of like what's going on in her head. Like there's a lot, so like it's just like a bunch of static and trying to piece everything together.
Yep.
I don't know if she has still any of the natural like feelings from the moon still being full, being that she's like partially shifted, but I'm sure there's that too. Um,
Your blood feels hot. You feel warm and feverish.
yeah.
Is she like awake? Do I know she's awake?
Yeah, she's awake.
Petra, how are you feeling?
I thought you were going to Gryffindor.
I have to talk to you first. Listen, I can't be everywhere at once. Everbloom's taking care of it. I'm sure Errol will like stand up for all the other Gryffindors. I care about you.
The professor shouldn't have died.
It wasn't your fault.
No, he should be a wolf.
What do you think could have caused the poison?
I saw Victorious go over to him, so I assume he would know. He's pretty educated. I was in classes with him back at Durmstrang.
Victorious is also in Gryffindor now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Would you like us to go talk to him?
He probably knows more about it. There's not really much I can do here until after the moon has gone down. But I'm sure I'll have to talk to teachers, and I'll probably be a bit. And then there's Nicola. So we don't really know what we're gonna do about him yet. Worst case scenario, I could always bite him. But, you know, I won't.
Do not resort to violence. You are not that person.
As you guys are talking, you hear Tio from the bed over across the aisle. She's just crying. She
Tio's
kind of
pretty
sits up.
beaten up.
Tio, are you feeling okay?
I've always been able to control it. I felt like
This
I
was
wasn't
also
weak.
not your fault, Tio.
She just looks at you, with just tears in her eyes.
You didn't kill anybody.
Yes, I did.
No. I did.
We killed that
Neither
motel.
of you did. You guys are both talking crazy.
Okay,
I'm gonna go
my
over to
wolf.
Tio and I'm gonna put a flower in her hand and I'm gonna tell her, "Shut your dirty whore mouth. You did not do anything wrong."
She kind of gives a small smile. Meanwhile, Celine, you are transported back to your common room. Nicola, you are about to be escorted to the infirmary when Professor Griffith, who had both the bodies behind him, kind of like tells Headmistress Fubian, like, no, nope, don't send him to the infirmary. He looks at you and he teleports you and Fleur to your respective common rooms. You are standing there next to Celine now.
Is it Reese is with us? I'm assuming.
Reese is not next to you, but you see Reese kind of looking out through the glass window of the common room.
I'm gonna walk up to Reese. Do you know why Victor, Reese?
No.
Did you choose or did the wand?
I don't know. Lass, I didn't know that lad very well, but I wouldn't want him to go out like that.
No one should go out like that.
No. I had
But
my
you
suspicions that Vetra was a wolf.
I mean, I can't say that I'm surprised because I'm not.
Nothing gets past you, lass, does it?
Eh, magical creatures and all.
Hmm.
But don't blame yourself.
Hmm.
As for Nicola, we can't blame him for his anger at Vetra or Tio, for that matter. He's
I
he's
wouldn't either.
always hated people who can't control themselves.
It's a good thing to hate.
It's not the
Nicola,
worst.
we pan over to you, bud.
You talk about them as they were not monsters.
Nicola, we live in a world of magic, and one day there may be magic which makes you not able to control yourself as well. They didn't choose their bloodlines, or if they were bitten, they just live this life, much like we do.
It doesn't matter. Because of her, 3 people are dead tonight.
I
Why,
mean,
lad?
There,
I don't think
there
people,
is hatred to my words.
I understand, but people have also died in our presence as well. Yes,
lad,
they may
I
not have
don't
been
think
good souls, but they were still souls.
your last friend died by the 2 that were down there.
Not by Tio's, and not directly by Vetra's hand. But that was caused by famine, when famine failed to kill me to impress on Vetra her need for hatred. It is indirectly her fault, and I blame both of them. famine
Her
and
need for hatred. Nicola, no. All the ones feed off of hatred. He like holds his hand up and you see the water outside start to swirl. I feel more power with every incident that happens. And I'm sure Errol does too. He was testing all of us. If you want to blame someone for you getting killed, quote unquote, blame me.
I mean, Nicholas, you've touched the wands. You know how they feel.
they do not. When I touched them, it was not hatred. It was, I don't know how to explain it. There is power there. And they say that yes, the more hatred you have, the stronger they are. But when we went into our older selves, well, not older selves, our ancestors, did they feel like they were full of hatred? They did not feel that way. And yet, they were all using those wands.
But why do
Maybe
you
they're
think that? Why do you think that Vetra has a hunger for hatred? She has never done a hateful thing.
that we know. She is not the best of persons.
Well,
Lad,
you know
neither of
better.
us are.
You know better than I that we should not judge. That's for God.
I've seen you use Bombarda before. Does that not make you?
You're not here.
You're not here. I trust me, I've been wanting to say some shit too, but we're not there.
Honestly, same so badly.
And finally, we'll go back to Cherry in the Griffin. You're Gryffindor, right?
Yep. No,
In
wait.
the Griffin.
No, I think she was Ravenclaw.
Mm,
No, because she
No.
was in the
no,
same one
she's
as
No,
Vedra.
yep,
yeah.
she's Gryffindor.
She's in
It's in Gryffindor.
Oh,
Gryffindor,
yeah, then it's
and
Gryffindor, my bad.
her brother was in Hufflepuff.
Yep, I couldn't remember the two.
Brother was Hufflepuff, and and I was in the same one as Vetra, so I know that for sure.
You find yourself in the Gryffindor common room next to Paul and Errol and Victoris.
She just looks at the other three. I'm just going to call it for the. It's for the night.
Yeah, it's quite late at this point.
I
What
need
are
to
your
rest.
feelings right now, Cherry?
I just need to rest for now.
So depressed, sad, anger.
I don't need to talk about my emotions right now.
Well, you've had a long night. And obviously, none of us want you doing something dumb. So maybe it's good to talk about it.
Yes, talk about my brother's death, and then my missing mother on top of that. I'd rather not.
I believe everything happens for a reason. It is an unfortunate happening. What happened tonight with 3 people dead. But I wonder why. What it's leading up to.
I don't know. And right now,
I
I
mean,
need to get sleep before I start resenting more people than I already do.
Fair enough. See you tomorrow.
All of you
Tomorrow.
feel your eyes getting heavy.
Well,
Diane
so
and Ava. One moment. Diane and Ava in the infirmary. Exhaustion hits you like a truck. As well as everyone else. Go for it. Well,
even through that exhaustion, I would fight to go see my friend who's dead. And would that
Okay.
be at the infirmary in the same place as they are?
They would be probably in the morgue, which is next to an infirmary.
I would head there and stay with her and say a prayer. But since I'm heading up there, I would, just in case, mix some of that wolfsbane with one of my potions, just in case.
Okay.
Can I also join, Nicola?
Yeah.
I am particularly broken up about Showsmith.
You guys begin walking. You kind of sneak out of the common room. There's no teachers, although there is a lot of students that are kind of conglomerating around the common room. Some of them are asleep. It is the dead of night. And you pass by a few familiar faces in the Slytherin common room as you exit. You go up the halls, you go through, and you find yourself in the medical wing. To the left, or straight in front of you, is the infirmary. The door is open. You can see all the windows are covered. And Diana and Ava are in there. And then to the right is the morgue, in which you see Headmistress Fubion and Professor Griffith kind of standing over 3 tables with 3 wrapped corpses. One is much larger than the other 2.
I'm gonna approach the largest corpse.
Professor Everbloom kind of, and not Everbloom, Fubion looks up. What are you 2 doing out? I told you to go back to your common rooms.
I've come to pray.
Very well. Professor Griffith, once you're done here, if you could, or once they're done, if you could escort these students back to the Slytherin common. I saw earlier there was 2 Ravenclaws infirmary as well, if you could take them as well. Helene, you say a prayer?
No. I investigate Showsmith's body
Alright.
for
Give me
more
an
information.
investigation check. You can most definitely take a look at
Wouldn't
the
it be a
wound.
medicine check? Sorry.
Medicine would be more like what are you trying to figure out? That's the thing.
I'm trying to figure out, like, if there's any more evidence of the black ooze in particular.
That would still be investigation.
Okay.
You're just trying to you look over the corpse real quick. All you can see is right on that spot where he was bitten. A chunk of his neck got ripped off, and it seems the poison covered the entire inside of it. You can see his windpipe and among other things. It's pretty gnarly looking.
Are his belongings there?
You see his wand and his clothes are in a bag next to it.
Can I take his wand?
Sure. You have Professor Showsmith's wand.
The teachers allow her to take the wand?
They left.
Professor Griffith is on his way to the infirmary, and Professor Fubion is taking a look at the mangled corpse and is seen performing a spell over it. From Celine and Nicola, from what you can gather, it is a sort of spell to basically repair a damaged corpse, so it looks presentable and not like a mangled pile of flesh.
I will cast Magicum Historia on this wand, by the way.
All right. Let me pull up what his wand was. 1 moment. All right. Professor Showsmith, Leomer Showsmith is the owner. It is mildly flexible, made out of silver lime wood. It is 15.5 inches. It is unicorn hair core. And he is the only recorded owner of the wand.
Okay. I do look over at Nicholas and I say, I'm gonna take this. I want to see if Professor Ollivander can tell us anything. But I will be returning it to Paul as soon as we're done with it.
I would not show it to Professor Ollivander if I were
I have
you.
reasons to trust him. And I just
Nicola,
put it up my sleeve.
what are you doing?
I will be next to Aaron's body and just praying the whole time.
And I do say a prayer, by the way. Sorry. I'm gonna steal from them, but
And in
be
French,
respectful.
like telling her how sorry I am.
You are saying the prayer to her. As you look at her body, there's no visible sign of death. What happened and how it. One thing though, with your passive perception being so high, on top of that note she had in her hand, you see what seems to be a slip of paper in her pocket, or her clothes pocket that's on the ground. And inside of it is a book she checked out from the library.
What is it?
The Findings of Raoul Delacour. Written by Raoul Delacour. It's an old book.
I'm gonna have to get that book. And she was in which Dorm, I don't remember.
I believe she was in Ravenclaw. Because Fleur is in Hufflepuff.
Okay.
Ava and Dianea, you see as Professor Griffith walks in and kind of ushers you guys forward. Come on, ladies.
Sleep in one of the beds.
Let's let these two rest. I need to take you back to the Ravenclaw common room.
Can I stay here and sleep in one of the beds?
I do not want to leave my friends.
Before he comes to get Dianea, Vetra is going to be like, Dianea, I have a feeling that unfortunately the business is gonna go from 3 to 2.
Even if that is true, I will not let any harm come to you. Do you know where Professor Everbloom is? Is everything okay in the Gryffindor common room?
Are you saying that to Professor Griffith? Or
Yes.
Professor Griffith kind of looks over. I received he points to his head from Everbloom. She went to go check on a student inside of the area that we keep the shifters. Fortunately, that student is doing okay and he caused no students harm. She's overseeing him right now.
That's good to hear. I do not want to go back to the Ravenclaw common room until Tio and Vetra are allowed to leave.
He kind of he looks very sad on his face. We don't know the potency of those potions we brewed. They were very hastily done. As you can see, they were not fully.
I have ways to get us out of here if worse comes to worse. I'm not leaving my friends.
Give me a persuasion check, Dianea. You're just a baby.
Just a baby.
I'm just a baby.
Just a baby.
Ava and Dianea, you feel a gust of wind push you forward out of the infirmary as the doors close.
No!
Oh, what's up? You sound like you're underwater, Fel.
I back up her statement.
We're both going, no!
It's just a baby.
It's just a baby!
Professor
Shut up! I
Griffith
got a
will-
16.
Yeah.
Professor
What
Griffith-
I said, actually, Ava said it.
Professor Griffith will succeed with his charisma saving throw.
God
With
damn.
a natural 20.
Fucking hell!
On I showed it in chat. So, he with a gust of wind, he pushes you both forward. You see the demeanor on his face change as his eyes almost glow a green color and the doors close. I'm taking you back to the Ravenclaw. I am so sorry. You can check on Tio and Vetra in the morning when we can assure you it, or we can be sure it's safe. Professor Fubayan will be watching over them. Nothing bad will happen to them. You have my word.
Being Vetra is half shifted, knowing that Dianea is probably freaking out in the hallway. Vetra is going to howl so that Dianea can hear it all the way down the hallway.
I am freaking out. I am like, I need to go back to my friend.
You're fine. You can
Or
check
like-
on her in the morning. Trust
She
me.
needs me.
For throwing hands at the door.
But don't do that. That architecture's hundreds of years old. You know what? He snaps his fingers, and the beams of light come down. He's like, I hate using this spell. It tastes like fucking rusty coins afterwards. as you guys are transported back to the Ravenclaw common room. He looks over at Celine and Nicola. Now, are you guys going to walk back, or do I have to taste more rusty coins? And not the good kind either.
I walk back. I say thank you for giving me the chance to pray.
Anytime.
And I put my hand on my cousin's shoulder and say, let's go.
I'll walk out.
As you walk down the hallway, Professor Fubayan kind of goes and opens up the infirmary door and walks in, and with Vetra howling and Tio sobbing. When she closes the door, Professor Griffith turns around. Celine, I'm just going to pretend that I didn't see you pocket that wand.
Thank you.
Fucking kids these days. He lights up a cigarette. I don't know where Nicola got these, but
He has my pack, or I still have some.
he took one when you weren't noticed.
Yeah.
When you didn't notice. Remember, Griffith is a young boy. He's only 24-ish. 25? I don't know how old he
I
is
just
now.
give him a nod and I say, it'll be returned to the family.
Good. You guys have a special knack about you that there's something going on, and who am I to interfere? You guys are all back at your common rooms. Again, fucking exhausted at this point. Do you all guys go all to sleep?
Fine, but I'm not happy about it.
Uh,
I imagine she's gonna sit there with her arms crossed the entire time while she's sleeping.
let me show you how mad I am. With arms crossed.
I'm already asleep.
Okay.
You all get the benefit of a long rest. Even if you didn't
Ooh.
fall asleep, you still kind of sit there for 8 hours sulking.
It smells like McDonald's outside.
Sorry, that was me.
Did you fart it out?
Probably.
No, I don't know. I just walked outside and it smelled like McDonald's French
Someone's
fries.
probably grilling something.
Maybe.
You guys sit there in the common rooms. I have the common room like map, but it's still like purple, so I didn't want to load it. So, because I forgot to change it back. The next morning, the teachers come around and they hand you all black clothes, and they say the funeral's at 11 a.m. today for Professor Showsmith, Aaron Delacour, and Victor Winterfield. We're holding their ceremony together in the courtyard. He grabs for the Gryffindors. He grabs Cherry and Paul. And in the Slytherin, Professor Branch comes and grabs you, Nicola. You guys all get ready. Kind of hearts heavy from last night. Let me know when everyone has loaded in.
I'm good.
I'm in.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I am good.
Cool. You guys all get your seats. Nicola, you're seated in the front, next to Fleur. Unfortunately, Erin's family is still over in France. But you were the closest family she had, along with several other of your fellow Beaubaton students and former teachers, who's pinging good smell. He's there. He's large and he's in charge. Errol, you're sitting next to Paul. You're kind of been his rock throughout this whole entire thing. And next to Paul sits a woman with kind of a dark blondish hair. I don't have a token for her, but you can see that she is visibly crying. She looks a little bit like Paul. You can assume that's probably Paul's mom.
Has anything started yet? Can I give my condolences? Sure.
Not yet.
Okay.
And Cherry, Matilda sits next to you. She's kind of been your rock through this whole thing. Moving to a new country, When you hear footsteps coming from behind you, Cherry, and you turn around, and it's your mother. Comes and she sits next to you.
Harry doesn't say a word.
Vetra, you can see this from the infirmary. Everything that's going down out in the courtyard. Tio is sitting next to you. You guys are still magically chained to the beds, although you're able to get up and walk around freely. Celine, you are sitting next to Nicola, and as for Dinah and Ava, you are sitting in the far bottom row next to, or behind Cherry and this mysterious mint-haired woman. Everyone kind of gathers their seats. And you see 3 coffins. One's bigger than the other 2, laid out in the yard behind a podium. Standing on the podium is Headmistress Fubion, along with Father Franklin and Sister Marge.
My dead wizards bring milkshakes to the yard. Oh, my milkshakes.
Headmistress Fubion kind of does the whole vocal thing again. I want to thank you all for coming here today. Today we honor the deaths of 3 good friends who last night were taken from us. These are severely dark times, and death seems to follow us at every turn. I look back and I think of the tragedy that happened last year. And while we have put in steps to prevent such a thing from happening, it seems we have not been efficient enough in our defenses of Round Hogwarts. Starting today, there will be double the Auror force. All secret passages will be sealed. And you will be escorted in groups by Ministry Aurors when you go to Hogsmeade or anywhere else. I don't want to bury any more students. Please be safe and pay attention in class, because it might help you. It might save you. She begins to tear up. She kind of points over to Father Franklin will now lead us in prayer.
Oh, it's Franklin.
As he gives off a few speeches regarding it. He ends the sermon after about 10-15 minutes and steps down from the podium, and Headmistress Fulion comes up. As is tradition with all the showsmiths, we will be performing a funeral for his culture. She lifts up his coffin and brings him over towards a canoe that you see. Professor Goodsmell, he is covered in tears as he pushes the boat out. He goes over and grabs the bow, and he knocks the arrow that he puts into the fire. Everyone, I implore you to have your wands at the ready. Point up in the air and cast Incendio. Professor Goodsmell looses the arrow as it flies forward and hits the canoe that's on the lake. You see as your fellow students point their wands upwards, and fireballs and bolts begin to fly out of their wands and towards the canoe. Does anyone join in?
Yeah.
Cherry does not.
Nicola does not.
If I don't know the spell, I'm assuming I can't.
Dianea does not, but she is making flowers that to her remind her of the fallen.
Right. Dr. Winterfield is here. Cherry's mom.
Yes.
She was missing.
As for our two fallen students, if I could have Elijah Winterfield come forward. Elijah steps forward and she turns around to you, Cherry. Cherry?
No, I'm here. I'm here. That was Cherry being shoot. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh.
still here. Okay.
The Cherry's just being silent.
Yeah, pretty much.
She goes up and shakes Father Franklin's hand. As you see her Elijah pull out her wand and do a kind of whip around with it, and you see the coffin begin to disappear. Thank you. I made sure my son is buried where I can visit him often. She goes back to sit down.
Oh, what a lovely timing, mother. This is out of character. Sorry.
Professor Gaunt, Pasmal Gaunt, Nicolas Chalamet, and Fleur Bonnecord, if you would like to step forward, please.
Did you hear him?
Gaunt kind of leans forward to you two. I have a rune set up on the coffin that will transport it back to France at a graveyard in France. If you don't want to activate it, you can bury her here in Hogsmeade. I'm gonna let you two decide. She was your friend.
Her family deserve the right to bury her.
Good man. He kind of holds his hand out, and you see a glyph appear on the top of the coffin, Nicola. He kind of ushers you down to touch it. Fleur goes to the other side.
I'll touch it.
You see as the coffin begins to dissipate. Professor Gaunt turns around and gives a quick nod as he goes back to the bench. You see as Bouillon kind of, with a flick of her wrist, you see pictures of the students and Professor Showsmith appear with bouquets of flowers, some of which are Diana's own that she has made over the years. Her undying flowers that she always makes. As they wrap around a boutique and a shrine to them. If anyone has any words they would like to say, please come up now. Going once?
Cherry?
Nope. I got none.
Going twice?
No. Hmm.
Will's thinking.
I have to think of what I want to say. God, it's so like no. Nicola would. He knows sometimes that he should not cause her more trouble. stay seated.
Professor Fuiyan comes back to the podium. Very well. Classes are canceled for the week. Classes will resume back on Monday. In the meantime, I've been told by the ministry that they will be providing extra rations and food at the hall this week. You're welcome to study on your own. She kind of like puts her hand out. It's quite a warm day. All the snow melted this morning. So go on a walk, whatever you guys have to do. Enjoy yourselves. If you can, of course. Yeah. You see as Fubayan just kind of like starts to tear up and walk off the stage. Do you guys do anything while you're sitting here?
Was I able to give my condolences to Paul's mother?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you were saying no, like no, now's not the time. I'm like, okay.
You see as she is clutching in her hand a tuft of leopard fur.
Aww.
So, does anyone do anything else while you're here at the funeral?
Not at the funeral. On the way out, maybe. But
I know it's Diana's thing, but she kind of taught me this, and I'm gonna make some flowers.
Sounds like a much too cheerful sound for something like this.
They're
let me just.
I think I am gonna go over to Paul specifically, and I'm gonna place a white flower with spots that look just like his dad's leopard in his hand, and just that's it. I'm gonna walk back to Ava.
I'll put her arm around Ava. Diana. My brain just like.
Imagine putting an arm around yourself.
Like this?
Well, that happened.
You're choking yourself.
Oh.
All right. Is anyone do anything else while we're here?
On the way out, I don't know if you. I want to walk up to Eva. Eva, my friend had this book in her possession, and I'll bring out the little paper of the name of the book. Could you grab it for me, please? She was in Ravenclaw. Was staying with the Ravenclaw students. It would be a very friendly service if you could.
Sure.
I'm right by Ava, so I'm watching this, but I'm kind of like not able to hear it. I'm looking at Nicola with a lot of mistrust in my eyes.
Now look back
funeral,
at you. Not hatred in the eyes. It's just there is a pain and an anger in this, but not yeah, pain and anger.
Towards me?
You just see pain and anger in his eyes.
Imagine having a god that gives you so much pain and anger.
As people begin filing out, Vetra, you are visited by the Minister of Magic, Dante Chamberlain, as well as his aide, Ulick Gamp, Professor Fubian, Dr. Holmes, Professor Everbloom, Professor Griffith, and Edith Voyager. As they walk in, you feel as the shackles undo.
Wait, they've had the shackles on them this entire time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it pisses me the fuck off. I'm sorry.
This was the funeral the next day. Nothing was gonna happen.
This was after the funeral. They went up and took him.
But they should have had the.
They should have been able to mourn the people that they did not kill.
Love the
Dante
hesitation there.
Chamberlain comes over and sits on the end of your bed, Vetra. We knew when we took you and Tio in and started this initiative with Professor Showsmith that there was a risk of this happening. Professor Showsmith assured us that everything was under control, and it was for 3 years. You, Tio, and Walter were okay. There had been no incidents, and you were able to continue as students. And frankly, given the evidence and given what transpired, I don't think there'll be much of issue going forward. I implore both of you to, and well, your friends that night, to keep quiet about the death of Showsmith and Winterfield. And we're on the lookout for this famine.
Well, I don't think that we're about to go tell
Why
the
can't we
student
talk about
body that we are shifters, as you can imagine.
Well, about that, he looks at both of you. You haven't fully shifted back,
No.
which means one of many things. Vetra, you still have your ears, your eyes, and your tail. Tio has her
Imagine. You're a
horns
furry.
and her ears.
It's not a real tail, don't worry.
Well, they did give us a potion, and we don't know how long it's going to be effective.
It's fine. I'm sure you can. No one knows exactly how they died, so you could just say you're dressing up. That's something you teenage girls do, right?
But my tail moves.
The magic tail. It'll be fine, trust me. As he pulls up his sleeve, you see claw marks all down his arm. We're kindred, you and I, you see.
Apparently.
who do you think pushed for the whole shifter initiative in the first place? It wasn't very fun trying to hide it in Hogwarts all those years ago.
So, who's going to take care of the shifters now that he's gone?
We'll have to assign a new teacher to that.
I
Who
will
would you
take care of
trust?
Vetra.
Good smell.
He kind of like his eyes widen. I went to school with good smell.
It's hard to be
He
mad
would-
at a big teddy bear.
He would. We'll see. We'll see. He kind of looks over. Now, as for everything else, I wish you the best of luck. I hope this doesn't weigh too heavy on your conscience. And be rest assured we are looking for this famine fellow. He seems to have disappeared. He was last seen in the town of Fowley.
Yeah. The bite that got performed on the professor, it shouldn't have killed him.
Didn't.
You know, it did.
Yes and no.
I planned on speaking with Victorious about it. I assume he knew.
Let's just say you may have opened the wound, but you did not deal the final blow. Anyways, you may want to speak with your friends. Him having someone usher them down to that chamber you were in. I think that would be a good place as any to talk.
Yeah.
As he escorts you guys down to the wolf chamber you were in. Meanwhile, out in the funeral home or the funeral field, as you guys are getting ready to walk in, you see Reed Malfoy and Nelson Shacklebolt kind of usher you guys to follow them. Come, the Minister of Magic wishes to speak with you. Do you guys follow?
Wait, he's ushering the group, I'm guessing?
Mm-hmm.
Cherry's going to look at her mother. Are you staying this time?
She kind of looks at the empty field. I think I will.
At that point, she will follow.
Does anyone else object to following?
No.
No.
Nah.
They lead you down back to where you were last night. Let me grab the... You guys kind of see as Reese is following behind you, but he kind of... What the hell? Oh, whoops. There was two of you, Dinah. I was confused.
Ooh.
Twins.
I mirror imaged myself like Nicola.
Maybe it's your brother back as a woman.
Ooh!
What
Sorry.
the-
Nah,
Rico!
he's fucking dead.
Um,
He's fucking dead.
Rico!
Vetra, you're Vetra again. You're standing there looking at this moon dial along with Tio. When you hear a commotion and people come behind you, you turn around to see the party along with some ministry members.
Well, you had to bring the Chalamet kid.
I questionably looked down at myself. What did I do?
Not that Chalamet kid.
I am not looking at Celine.
For once, you are the good one.
Dante kind of steps back. I'm gonna let you guys hash this one out. Don't kill each other. I need all of you to kind of get along.
Don't you know? We're kids. We're thing one and thing two, except we're always thing two, so no.
Can you do a long rest on Reese? It's like itching my brain that he's not with everyone. Like, it's just
Absolutely.
hurting me. Thank you so
There you
much.
go.
My brain. I need to use that statement more often now.
Here, I'll do it on Tio
My
too.
brain.
Thank you so much.
I thought that said Reese Winsong heats up 12 HP.
Heating it up.
All right.
Save-
So, the two shifters from last night are in front of you. They have their minor animal features are still there. Who wants the floor first?
Harry just backs up.
I'm just gonna ask if they're okay. How are you guys? Like, how are you feeling?
Fluffy.
Tired and ashamed.
I don't think you have anything to be ashamed of, Tio. I think what happened was a tragic accident that could have happened to any of us.
That man, he took Reese's wand and he managed to my head. We fought him off as best we could, but after defeating that dragon, we were feeling worse for wear.
He took Reese's wand?
He did. He was able to use its abilities with ease as well. And after he knocked Reese and Victoris out, he sent Paul away somewhere and he dragged me and Victor back here. He threw the wand back at Reese.
Maybe that's... Maybe that's why Victor was chosen. Maybe Famine wanted to hit us where it hurt.
That man, you said his name was Famine. He said something about with sacrifice blooms power.
Wasn't that Uncle Ben?
Power and
No,
responsibility.
that was power, great responsibility. I've seen my movies. God, I love William Dafoe, says Tio.
The movie.
It's my favorite
I
moving
look,
picture.
I look over my shoulder at Tio and I go, I also love that movie.
Sorry, I got distracted. What was the exact quote that was said?
With great power comes great responsibility. I love Willem Dafoe.
That wasn't the what.
No,
He said something close to it, and that was why I made the joke.
with great tragedy blooms great power.
Interesting phrasing.
But it was opposite.
Well, it's because all of our wands respond to great emotions.
I thought, Tio says, I thought you said that only Reese could touch his one. And that when Nicola did it, he just saw visions.
He was also able to touch mine.
I don't know that he falls under the same rules. But also, Reese's wand can also be used by other members belonging to a certain bloodline. Am I wrong?
You assume that. Vetra, you hold the wolf's howl in your hands. You haven't been able to use it, unfortunately.
Not yet. Speaking of, Diana, what is your
Yes.
thoughts on wild magic?
Oh god.
Elaborate.
Vetra pulls out her old wand and just holds it out.
This is the wand that does sporadic, chaotic events.
Only if certain rolls are rolled.
Yes. So this is the unstable core wand. When you roll a 1, 19, or 20 on any attack roll, a random magical effect occurs. And on a 1, it blows up in your face.
You told me we couldn't swap those wands.
You couldn't normally. But, as Vetra felt when she picked up the Wand of Destiny, the
What did you hear outside?
What did you guys hear? That was very like real life. That was very
we heard a ball
simpatico.
bouncing down each one of the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Well,
like one
you're
of your
in
kids
luck.
are having
Even
fun.
if that was like a legitimate concern of like, oh, the wands aren't allowed to, but immediately Diana is like, I don't do damage, so that wand would not benefit me. However,
Well,
that
I
wand
would
did
give
great for you.
it.
I
Vetra
can
felt
hear
it
this
become unattuned.
happening, and oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I
Vetra felt it
was.
become unattuned to her.
I
Therefore,
I glance
she
at
feels the
Celine
need
during
to
this.
pass it on.
I was gonna give it to Nicola, and
No,
I'm saying this
he
out
doesn't
loud,
deserve it.
but I'm not sure if Nicola accepts gifts from monsters.
His cousin does.
I just look at you with pure disgust.
So is that a no then?
I pull out the charm you had given me earlier, or given all of us earlier,
I don't know.
and I throw it back at you. I'm like, I don't want
Wow.
anything
That's fine.
from a monster.
Wow.
Dante Chamberlain, seeing this happen, kind of steps forward. Now, Nicola. A few high-ranking ministry members down here is quite interesting, wouldn't you think? Because I have a question for you. You said last night you were dealing with veteran Tio back here and the whole famine situation, correct?
Yes.
Then why, when we examined the body of Aaron Delacour, she was killed by you?
She was killed by famine. Famine killed me. And yet, here I stand. All of my friends can attest to famine attempting to kill me and failing.
Would you give your life for her to be back?
Well, technically, everybody else, I think, was dead or asleep when
Oh
she
yes, it
died.
was you. It was a few of you.
So, Dante whips his wand out and kind of points it forward. Prior incentio maxima historia. And you see a big list occur in front of you. She was found dead in the courtyard, and he points down around this time. And he points all the way up on the list. And you see your name, Nicolas Chalamet. And it says right next to it, Avada Kedavra.
Avada Kedavra.
And yet, all these people can attest that I've been with them the whole time.
I do not attest to that.
Diana.
He dispels the thing, the list. But somehow your name ended up on this list. If you were here and she ended up dead there, and if famine was down here or famine was in Russia with you guys when this happened. Actually, yeah. When it happened, you guys were in Russia. Who killed Aaron?
Are you saying that a future me used a time turner to go kill my own friend?
And why that one?
I tell you what, he kind of turns around. We've seen this before, and yes, that's exactly what had happened.
Wait, you'd seen this before?
Yes, people using time turners to go back in time to kill their cheating husbands or whatever. But this doesn't make sense. Not at all in the slightest. Unless there is something that's framing you, or something's just not working right. Some sort of magical force that would cause this. I'm going to be honest with you. This whole entire mess all started when you all wrote your names in that book. Yes, I know, don't worry. I have been told everything. And so before you go pointing fingers at any one member of your little ragtag group, I would blame all of you first. Or rather, I would blame whoever set you on the path to write in the book in the first place.
Jonathan?
Raise his hand. Then should I be at fault as well then?
Your name wasn't written in the book, was it? You didn't do it willingly.
No.
But unfortunately, you're wrapped up in this mess whether you like it or not. And bad things are bound to happen to you guys. If you're not... Back in the day, there was these rumors about a book that could grant immortal life. Dark wizards along the entire globe wanted to seek it out. But I don't think they would put their name in it if they knew what would happen. These events are going to keep happening to you guys over and over and over again, with more tragedy each time until it reaches its natural conclusion, as all books do. So, we have an idea. I'm sending you all away from Hogwarts. Not permanently, and not right away. But I need you to head over to Ivermorny to meet someone. And then following that, that someone is going to lead you to someone who can help all of you. So tragedies like this don't keep occurring around you at all times. Yes, Saline, I know you're itching to speak.
But doesn't Hogwarts protect us?
Yes and no. Hogwarts is protecting you. But if you are all the reason for the bad things happening, then it would be smart to send you all away.
Outside of this, do you all see John's camera changing colors but not mine?
Yes.
It looks.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is
He's
because
at the
of the ones.
disco.
Yeah. That is that light that my camera's shit, so it's trying to adjust for the light when I move my chair.
I love it.
Okay.
Good news
So the
that
share
way, bad
settings.
news the other way.
Yeah,
Good
there you
news
go.
Good
green.
news. Good news.
Bad news.
Bad news. Good
Good
news.
news?
Good John? Evil John.
Bad John.
Alright, back to it, sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. She's the one who derailed it, but
Sorry.
continue.
That's just what you do.
Okay. No, I'm fine.
Chamberlain kind of looks around. Who set you on the path to sign in that book? Who told you to?
Just found it. You didn't know what it did.
No one sent us down there. We decided to go explore.
You decided to go explore, and you just put your name in a random ass book.
It was
I mean, it was in the
Actually-
school.
No, there was someone that
Oh yeah, there was the ghost.
there was
The teacher,
there was the astronomy teacher.
but she didn't sound like the astronomy teacher when she was telling us to put our names in the book.
No, she was. It was Lysandra Thistledon who was talking to us.
Who?
Let me find it.
I think he heard. He was just.
Lysandra Thistledon.
Who is Lysandra Thistledown?
An old headmaster, if I remember correctly. She's in the history of Hogwarts.
It's called Hogwarts: A History.
Put out.
He kind of looks over. Ulik, go fetch me that book.
Also, Hogwarts I read past.
Do you have a copy of it
Hogwarts:
somewhere, Nicola?
A History.
Erik
Accio
says that
Hogwarts: A
fast.
History.
Kidding.
I don't remember what we had done with that book, but I might still have it on me.
Well, if it's in your dorm room, I can just kind of. I just need to know where it is.
It would probably be my things. Also, if you're gonna go up there, could you grab a book about Raoul Delacour from Aaron's stuff? I want to kind of.
Accio, and he says the book's names. What was the last one you needed?
The findings of Raoul Delacour and Hogwarts are read past.
Does that mean we're not fighting?
The books all come down. And the Hogwarts are read past flies into his hands, and Dante Chamberlain is handed them, both the ones. And you are handed the Raoul Delacour one. You can see Raoul's shit-eating grin right plastered on the front cover of it. He's giving a thumbs up. He goes through the book. Just flipping through the pages. You said she was a headmaster?
I don't. It's been so long. So much has happened.
Yes, she was a headmaster. This is me like in.
No, I know, but this is me
Oh, okay.
role playing my character.
Jesus, John.
Yeah, imagine
Listen,
role playing.
you guys don't know much half the time. It's
I have.
or
I'm
maybe
looking. I'm
too
looking
much.
back at my notes.
You either don't know
I
anything
have
or
them
you
in
know
front
too
of me.
much. He
Wow.
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 It's either too little or too much. Y'all know
Wow.
too much half the time.
Wow.
See, we're gonna
Listen, you're
deal with
talking
every
exclusively
fucking
about Errol, and that is not our problem.
What's going on?
Exactly.
He flips through the pages. There's no record of a Lysandra Thistledown in this. And he opens up the other book. The only thing this one talks about is Morgan Le Fay.
Perhaps Nicola is just lying to cover up his hatred.
Wait, what if Morgan was Lysandra? What if she gave us a false name?
Like
Well,
an
that can't be
acronym?
true.
Or not an acronym?
Because Fei Li is Morgan Le Fay. How many Morgan Le Fays are there just scurrying around?
I'm just saying, like, it was right around the beginning of the school year where we also met Akalon. What if they weren't coincidences?
Wait, fuck.
This all screams bad news. Again, I can't have you all be here next year. Just until
And what happens if it all happens without us being here?
What about our
What then?
electives?
you guys will learn so much.
What about my
You'll.
books?
It's
Where? At home?
it's about a 4-month journey on boat
I get
over
seasick.
to.
I don't want to
either
learn
one.
about boats.
Wait, Reese loves boats. Reese,
I'm retired
we're
from
going
boats.
on a boat.
It's about
I'm
a
on a
4-month
boat,
journey
man.
via boat,
I
magical
don't
boat, so it'll get there faster than a Muggle ship. And then it's about a month journey south from there.
Can we put
What about our
Nicholas in the
parents?
boat's cells so that he doesn't try to throw me overboard?
We could just put the werewolf in the cells.
Listen, all of you need to calm
Oh yeah,
down.
how
This
are
is
we gonna
happening.
deal with the full
I've
moons every
already
month on a
spoke with
boat?
all of your remaining parents about this, and they all think it's a good idea and it's a good field trip. You
My
will
dad's
learn a lot.
drunk.
How do we deal with a werewolf on a boat for 4 months if there's 4 full moons?
It's fine. We have things planned for that.
Are you okay? What's going on?
I'm
He's
eating a
eating.
cheese fry.
How are you eating at a time like this?
How are you
Listen.
not eating at a time like
We
this?
blew the food budget.
Is that why I'm having sent away for 4
We
months?
can't afford to feed Errol anymore. That's the reason. We're sending him away, and we can't split up
So
the party.
now you're eating in front of him?
We can't afford to feed him anymore, so we got to send him away. It was a dry crop. That no. Anyways, none of
Damn,
that.
that's
That was non-canon. We have precautions in place on the ship, Vetra. Don't worry.
I mean, it's a magic ship that's supposed to make time, like, pass by faster.
What about our electives?
What
Well,
about my books?
Do we want to
you'll
learn?
have books available on the ship, Ava. Your electives, you'll learn a lot more things. Although, if you want to do something the end of this year, I would sign up for your electives. I hear you got some great ones coming up. And the electives are going to be changing here soon.
Is
You know,
there
next semester.
virtual options? Virtual school?
What the fuck is a virtual?
What the fuck is a movie?
What
It's
the
a
fuck
person
is a
who drives cars.
kilometer?
What the fuck is a kilometer? No, they wouldn't know what a kilometer is.
Yeah,
What the
you
fuck
do
is
it.
a mile?
It was actually the
Don't
British that came up with the whole, was it, what do we call it?
We
Imperial
gotta
system?
find Famine
And
again
then they
because
switched
he
over to
has
metric.
Ava's grandfather.
We're looking for Ava, or we're looking for Fem. I've asked your remaining parents. They
My
all said
grandfather
yes.
is not Famine. His name is Maurice.
That's what I said, that
Reese
he has
Famine,
your
same thing.
grandfather.
I was telling.
Oh.
Get it right.
Back to this
Okay.
Lysander. She had a giant portrait in the catacombs, not too far from here.
Accio portrait.
It's a magical portrait. You're not good.
What?
Is he able to bring that exact portrait without?
Yeah. He gets it. Well, Ulick just fucking books it, and he books it back down. And he's holding the painting. You guys look at the painting, and the painting is empty. There's no one in it.
I'm
Nice.
pretty sure we talked to like the ghost of Morgan or a apparition or something of her.
I'm gonna have to.
Unless it was one of our Dementors.
Regardless, whatever spirit led you to write your name in this book, it was keen on causing you all problems. Everything that has happened has centered around you 7.
So what happens if we destroy the book?
Or you ate. I don't know.
I mean, a couple of us have fire magic. We could, you know,
You want to try to destroy
not
it
saying
and
that we
see what
should.
happens?
Uh,
We could all die.
um,
It's true.
Quick question. Is it this is out of character. Is this the same book we saw in that dream?
yes. It's the same one you wrote your
One that
names
we
in.
all signed
Yeah.
like our first year.
Dante summons the book into his hand. Now, Fulian told me to not take this out of her office, but I bound it to myself as well, just so it's on hand.
Ooh, I'm telling.
I wouldn't be opposed to you all trying to destroy the book.
I am
No.
slightly opposed to that.
He sets the book on the ground. I don't know what will happen, though.
I am opposed to that exact term.
I'm pretty sure I know what will happen.
It'll just rebound, and then whoever casts the destructive spell on it gets it cast back onto them. It's usually what happens.
I have to
No,
try it.
I'm pretty sure we can't destroy this book until we have all the Wands of Destiny. Think about it.
Then why didn't our ancestors just go and destroy it while they all had the wands?
Maybe they did.
Something in the back of your mind, um, as you remember the scene with your ancestors,
Same book.
they were the one who put the magic in the book in the first place.
With the Wands.
Correct.
We will need the Wands to take it out.
We're not going to take it out. You know what's in this book, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We shouldn't do that.
Well, we're gonna have to get the Wands regardless to get our
Oh, yes.
parents. But anyway, there's no point doing anything with the book. We should just keep it safe.
Dante picks it back up and he teleports it back to Fubayon's office. Don't tell her I took it.
Ooh, I'm telling.
Can we
But
get back to where we were chatting with each other instead of going about this book we should not have signed our names in?
Well, you didn't sign your
I'm
name,
gonna
right?
say you
So
didn't
why
sign
are
your
you?
name.
Mine,
Her name
I
is
don't
in
care.
there.
Don't
Yeah.
care either way.
Your mom did, right? We know anything else about that?
I mean,
She
your
also
mom was
removed.
literally just here at the funeral. Why didn't we
Yeah,
just
you could have
ask her
fucking
then?
asked her.
Oh, yes. At a funeral with my dead brother, why did you sign my name in the book?
I
Or
mean, that would seem
why
like a
wouldn't
great
you have asked her
accusation.
multiple months beforehand?
She also signed your brother's name first.
She
I
Yeah,
changed
now
her
don't
your
know.
mind.
brother's
This is the
dead.
first time I've seen my
Maybe she
mom
was.
in years.
It wasn't years. It was less than a year.
No, I think we saw her in like a vision.
It was
That
a
was a
vision.
vision.
Exactly. No, we saw her less than a year ago. You only left less than a year ago.
No.
Hey, you didn't know where she was.
yeah,
I came
the
to
only
hug.
time you saw Elijah Winterfield was in a memory vision.
Yeah.
Good thing there are no owls that exist.
Um,
Diane, don't be rude. Her mom was missing.
Everyone else in this entire fucking group was being rude to other members of our. Why am I not allowed? Am I not being held to the same standards as your cousin?
Her brother is dead.
But no, to Dianea, it's just a little happy accident that happened.
oh, the woes of children.
God, I hate them.
Don't act like you're innocent, Nicola. You're worse
You
than
are
I
the
am.
furthest thing from innocent that could ever be. The audacity of you to speak to me.
He uses
Like,
a god to literally justify sinning.
His God justifies his hatred. I am asking for justification as to why we couldn't get answers sooner than what we could have gotten today. And I am being told that I'm being inappropriate?
Yes.
Nicola,
There's a difference between killing a murderer and killing an innocent boy monster.
She is an innocent. She did not harm anyone.
I had no control.
She literally killed Professor Showsmith. And
You tried to harm my best friend.
And you killed
You killed
actually a
innocent.
couple people, innocent.
If it was
And
her,
you
you
were
tried
in
to do
control.
harm to her.
You were
And
in
you tried to do
control.
harm to Tio.
You killed innocents.
Yeah,
Which
you
innocent?
killed people. The Queen's
the
people.
two dark wizards
And you
that
were in
killed
full control.
the two dark wizards that killed our schoolmates are innocents. Are you saying that murderers of children are innocents?
So
The
you.
people that I killed were not without
Oh, we're
sin.
But you
French?
just
We're
kill, you just
French
admitted
military?
you just admitted to killing children, though. Wouldn't that mean,
I
in
didn't
your
kill
own
children.
words,
Children and French military.
yeah,
children
wouldn't that
did I
mean
kill?
in your
Interesting.
own words, you were also a monster?
Lestrange and Volkov were two dark wizards. They were not children.
You are also a dark wizard. Look at your
They
spells.
were also French undercover officers. You
No.
knowingly killed.
One of them was an undercover officer for the Queen of England.
And if we're gonna look at
Different
corruption,
country.
I'm pretty sure that Nicola has a lot more than Vetra.
Lads and lasses, this can all be solved very easily. I've killed many people.
We don't
I
care
probably
about
will
you,
continue
race!
to do this. But, in my way of life, there's only one way to settle this.
To the
Reese
death.
comes
No, I'm
over
kidding.
and
Bottle of
gives you
alcohol.
a flintlock pistol there, Diana.
Yep.
And he comes over to Nicola and does the same.
Great. I press the
Now
trigger
argue.
as I point it to Nicola, and a flower comes out. And I say, your move, bitch.
Flower.
Can I load the modified potion that I had stealthily?
The hatred in your heart will destroy you.
In a lot, I don't think that a pistol holds that.
Apparently, it holds a flower. I made it so.
You douse. Well, you can douse the bullet in that.
Yeah. I want to douse the bullet in
Yeah, no.
modified potion I did.
Wolfsbane doesn't kill wolves.
Do it.
I will aim at you.
John,
Mm-hmm.
I will step in front of Diana.
can I do a hold action, actually?
Sure, go for it.
You know that flash bomb I had earlier? The flashbang potion?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna hold action and just like, in case he actually fires,
Okay.
Vetra. She's gonna throw it down to the ground.
You're gonna protect Vetra after she killed your brother?
She has resentment, but she's not one to sully friendship over it at the moment, especially when she knows.
She tried to blow up an entire church.
That's true.
Yeah, there's also that.
That's true. Okay.
I'm so confused.
Reese
Y'all
looks
have
at
great
you.
memories because I forget about these until you mention.
honestly forgot it
Nicola.
too.
And
was
you just
sick.
see determination in his eyes. He is.
Blew up a church? When did that happen? Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
right.
so
He
forgot.
doesn't
Sorry,
want you
John.
to pull the trigger, but he's seeing if you do. He leans in close and whispers in your ear, "Are you going to do it? Come on. Pull the trigger.
Who's saying
I
this?
know you want to." Reese is.
Oh, okay.
She's a monster, right? Aim that right at Vetra and let loose.
Aiming it at Diana. Wasn't he aiming it at Diana? Am I wrong?
No, I'm
Yeah.
aiming
never
at
said that.
Vetra.
It's
Oh.
he's aiming it at
Vetra?
Vetra, but you are standing in front of it.
I'm just gonna
And
lock eyes
Vetra has
with
the other
Nicola.
gun.
No!
Yeah, he gave.
No, he handed one to me, and I shot
No,
a
it was Vetra.
flower.
He handed it to Vetra.
He handed it to me.
I think did he hand it to? I thought he handed it to Diana.
I
He
handed
handed it
two
to
guns,
Diana.
one to Diana, one to
Oh,
Nicola.
And
Diana.
Diana pulled the trigger, and it blew out a flower at you. What do you do, Nicola?
Do you take the shot, Nicola? Do you have the courage to ride the wave?
What would Nicola do?
I'm able to partially shift, can't I, John? Past what I already have.
Do not interfere. I am going to reach my hand out and press Errol out of the way so he's not standing in front of me. I am
Are you
completely
not gonna
blocking
let?
Nicola's view
Fucking
of
strength
anything
check.
else.
That's a
Are you
strength
not gonna
check
let
for
Vetra
Luke.
Fine,
your
strength
own
check
honor?
me. I don't fucking care.
It's okay, Diana.
Nicola,
Just a little flower girl
ride
going
the
after
wave and
you
walk the
fist,
flank,
like, come
Maya.
here,
You
come
might,
here.
you might be able to push me out the way.
Ooh,
What are you choosing?
God. I will shoot Vetra.
Oh.
I'm standing right in front. Does he still shoot Vetra?
You aim the gun forward, and Diana kind of gets in the way. You squeeze the trigger, and Reese looks at you, Nicola. A grin comes across his face. You were a monster all along. Give me a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Do I still throw the bomb or?
When was there a bomb brought into this?
No,
Oh,
it
a
was
flashbang.
Flashback.
Flashbang was brought into this a second ago.
That's a little different than a bomb.
Flash
Yes.
bomb.
Right. Nicola, you look down as everything goes completely white. You feel yourself fall to the ground, and you feel a sharp pain in your side. Everyone give me a Constitution saving throw. As Cherry just let go a fucking flashbang.
Yeah, not again.
Fucking Cherry.
Erik,
Kaboom! Poof! I could just see her being like, oh!
You should roll it properly, by the way.
I did.
Disadvantage.
Oh, is it with
And
disadvantage?
Oh, yeah,
disadvantage
you are.
with -3 to your score.
Nicola, give
DM's
me a
rules.
second Constitution saving throw.
John, am I rolling a second Constitution saving throw?
Yes, yours is at disadvantage.
Okay.
Dianea, you're able to shield your eyes in time. You kind of wince when Nicola pulls the trigger. Celine, you are slightly blinded. Vetra, you are slightly blinded. Cherry, you're fine. Ava, you are blinded, and Errol, you are blinded. Nicola, you look down as your vision, everyone's vision slowly comes back. And Reese is kind of standing over you with a grin that could only be described as maniacal. You look down and you see an antler horn sticking into your stomach.
An antler horn?
Oh my.
Can you repeat that sentence?
Nicola opens his eyes and looks down, and there's an antler horn sticking
It's
in his
Tio.
stomach.
I don't know what's the confusion.
Yeah, it is Tio. I turned to look at Tio.
Personally, I think that you deserve this.
You see as Reese holds out the Restless Voyage, and he begins manipulating the liquid inside the horn, and he thrusts downwards. You feel just heat in that spot.
Wait, is he turning?
You were willing to become a monster, so I turned you into one.
Nicola's a Wendigo.
Do not fuck with my crew again. You may be a part of it, but don't even think for a second I won't cast you overboard.
Do it now.
He pulls the horn out and he throws it. Thank you, Tio. I knew those would come in handy one day.
Who thought it would be day one?
Wait, Reese, you knew she was a Wendigo?
She told me while you guys were off gallivanting, and I don't know where you went. Told me she needed to get out of here, and I told her I'd help her. She gave me a bit of her antlers as a reward of some sorts.
Welcome to the team, Nicola.
Nicola, you feel as the liquid that was in the horn begins pumping into your veins. Now that we're all on the same page. Cherry.
He looks at her. Looks at him. She looks at him.
I didn't mean to swap places with your brother. I truly didn't. I'm sorry that happened.
I have gone through multiple things in my head over that night. I couldn't sleep. I wanted to. If I would have gone to the morgue last night just to see my brother, I probably would have gone into the next room, doing who knows what. I didn't want things to happen today. I didn't want to see certain people today, but here I am.
The blame is all mine. He unsheaths his
Blame.
sword and hands it to you.
The blame is not yours. Did you choose my brother willingly?
No.
Then I do not blame you. I don't blame Vetra, and I don't blame Tio. As for my anger, it will take time for me to have that go away from the three of you. But until then, I don't blame you.
Thank you. You know, we could use people like you on my ship. Nicola, back to you, big boy.
Since he is turned around and is not looking. John, you're putting me in the spot where
Did we notice
Does he
that?
still have the gun?
So we noticed
He
though
does.
that Nicola moved closer to Reese as he had his back turned, right?
Oh no, I should have noticed the second he started moving.
Because you took a step, Nicola.
I followed Reese when he moved.
Vetra is going to nudge Dante.
Yeah, Mr. Chamberlain, we should probably get out of here.
Yep, that's my cue. Arresto momentum. Or the petrify spell.
Petrificus
We're
Totalis.
falling.
Petrificus Totalis? On everybody?
Petrificus.
On Reese and Nicola.
Okay.
I think there's a Constitution saving throw you both have to do.
Tio. As bad as things were last night, I am really glad you weren't the one to deal the final blow to either one of those people.
I might as well have been. You guys came after me. I'm the reason they were all here. Both Reese and Nicola fail. DC.
Theo, will you come to the Americas with us?
Yes, I will. I've been asked to be a guide. Nicola and Reese, you both. I say Reese is like it's another person. Feel your arms and legs kind of snap together as you both fall. You're both looking at each other. You're about this far away, like face-wise.
I guess this is a homecoming for me.
Both devils in our own right. Hi, Nicola.
God damn, he does not
What I
stop the
have
taunting.
in store for you is not going to be good. Reese.
Ah,
It saved you. I shouldn't have. We'd be better off without you.
Oh, you're not the first person to say that, and you won't be the last, mate. Meanwhile, what's everyone else doing?
I gave away my wand.
Thaleen, do you take possession of the unstable core wand?
I do.
You now have it attunes to you.
I love this.
Also,
Thank you,
Nicola,
Vetra.
welcome to the monster team.
I never
I'll
said I wasn't
see
a
you on the
monster.
next full moon.
Maybe
Nope.
if we actually force them into a room together, and then we just lock the door, and someone swallows the key. Maybe they can actually sort
no,
through their
we
problems.
would kill each other.
Yeah, that would maul each other to death.
Only one of us can
Absolutely
partially
would
shift.
not let Vetra alone with Nicola.
By the way, Nicola, being that only one of us can partially shift, try to counterspell that.
Damn.
Bailey.
Ooh, even better.
Hmm. For Duff.
And then Vetra is going to hug Cherry. And then I'm done.
Vetra knows how to hug?
Sometimes.
All this time
kinda
I've been
awkwardly.
hugging unreciprocated?
No, I reciprocate yours. Just awkwardly. It's kind of like one of those like weird little like.
There,
Yeah.
there.
That's kind of what she's doing. She's kind of like awkwardly like, you know.
It's Petra, I understand. It's fine.
And then just, yep.
I came here to talk to you both as for what happened. I don't know if you heard, but again, I do not resent either of you. I don't. I just have pent up anger, and as for the outlet, I do apologize, but it is towards you right now. Until then,
It is understandable.
Hey, individual who needs to do this roll, and I know who they are. Give me 30 stealth checks.
Shit.
Uh,
30?
who the fuck? What the? Who?
I thought we were doing no more secret rolls.
Who
Yeah,
the fuck
actually-
is trying to sneak around?
Yeah, you know what?
No!
Stealth
You're,
checks.
you're right. Actually, yeah, give me 30 sleight of hand checks.
What the fuck?
Who? Publicly!
At disadvantage.
Oh,
At
yeah.
disadvantage.
no, they're at
At
advantage.
disadvantage.
Trying to grab!
You fail on the first one,
They're
Nicola.
at advantage. They're at advantage. Each of my
Oh,
roll are
okay.
advantage.
The first one succeeds.
Why is it 30?
What is he?
Second one succeeds.
Wait, so what are we?
Oh, wait, hold on. Actually,
the
I have to
second
do
one?
perception rolls against it. Give me 1 second.
Can I roll a perception?
He'd be at disadvantage for perception.
Yep. So, okay, yep, you're good on the second one. And
How
the
can they
first
do
one.
anything? Aren't they
Wait,
fucking
Aren't they
paralyzed?
fucking paralyzed?
Oh no, this is after.
This is Petrificus Totalis stealth and sleight of hand rolls? Are you fucking kidding me?
No, this is by Nicholas's vengeance on Reese. Each night afterwards, he is slipping a bit of poison into Reese's. He's sleeping.
Okay,
This is
so you got a natural 20 with a 23. Reese got a natural 20 with a 23 for perception.
Oh, damn, that's a
On
tie.
disadvantage,
Yes, at disadvantage.
he got 2 natural 20s.
Oh shit, no, never mind. Yeah, you're right.
Disadvantage.
All right, roll again.
So this is number and advantage.
4.
That's a
Okay,
17.
that one you fail at 17 because Reese got a 21. You got
He
a
got-
22 and a 21, an 18 and a 19, plus 3.
Vetra is going to give that
So-
trinket that Nicola dropped and give it to Reese, so now he has 2.
But
We'll
what if I want
role
it?
play because we're time jumping. We'll role play out those 4 nights,
Actually, I think that it's the same one. I'll have to look.
and then we'll go from there, Nicola.
Because Nicola had one that.
It was the let me look it up. Penumbra belt.
As for the saves, okay, so it was a 16, 22, 24, and 24 for all of his con saves.
He saves, still takes damage, but yeah, it's not. I'm not trying to like completely kill him. It's more of like
teach him a
affecting him.
lesson.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll role play that out when it comes to it. Does anyone else say anything? Oh, fuck.
Oh, and post that, Nicola would spread the rumors that certain people and certain specific people are shifters.
It doesn't matter.
I
now.
immediately dart my gaze to Nicola and tell him, if you do anything, physical or otherwise, to harm Vetra or Tio, I will never heal you again.
So, before we move on to the time jump and call the session a night before we go on to the last chapter of year 3, does anyone do anything else?
Speaking of Dante, if you know, a little bird decides to spread rumors about you know, some potions being spread around the school, I had nothing to do with it. Stares at Nicola.
Okay.
Not about
sure.
potions, shifters.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, any sort of obviously things that happened last night stay between you guys. I had last night Mr. Wayward, yeah, a good friend of mine, go around and make sure that he put that little spell back thing on you guys, so you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are all well aware of the. Yeah, he's kind of a dick with that.
Yeah, we understand. Poor Nicola.
Oh, Nicola would take the pain and would curse out Wayward and would say it.
All right. Does anyone do anything else while we're still down here?
Know.
No, you can say it, and then after that, pain comes. Also, I would have told my French friend between that, except if he did it before we went by. I don't know when Wayward would have done it, but my fellow French classmate would know.
All right. With that, anyone else have anything else before we jump to 6 weeks in the future, towards the end of May?
Give us our elective bonuses. I want to know
No, but can you remind me? Can you just send me like a DM of what roles impact the wand I now have?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's 1s and 20s, I think.
It's
Yeah.
1s, 19s, and 20s. Because it's fancier than a normal chaos magic.
Yeah, because normally
also
it's
more
only
deadly.
ones. Does it change depending on the level spell too, or no?
No, it's just a flat 3d10 force damage when it backfires.
Cool.
So, I think with that, we're gonna call it a night. We got to go a little bit later tonight because obviously I don't have work in the morning. So, I hope everyone
Okay.
enjoyed that.
4th of July.
There wasn't any combat, but there was a lot of story bits. Nicola, I will send you some cool things you get from being a Wendussy.
Oh, he's like actually a Wendigo?
Yes,
Yes.
he was turned into a monster. Quote, monster.
Yep.
Can
Reese
I
stabbed
ask
him with
like
the-
an outside of the actual session question then?
Mhm.
Will, did you know this was going to happen?
No? And there's going to be repercussions on Reese.
You were 1 short on your Constitution saving throw from not
With-
getting it.
Wait, which one?
The
16?
Yes, the DC was 17 on that.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah, Reese is going to
Huh.
suffer.
Wait, is there okay? When I saw him punctured by the Wendigo, if I would have done like a Pisky or something that cures like what's it called? something, would that have helped at all?
So essentially, he got stabbed by it, right? Which normally wouldn't affect it much. But Reese used his Restless Voyage's water manipulation to pump it into him.
Oh. So I wouldn't have been able to do anything. Repair a 4's conditions
Why would you
can
have wanted
be...
to do anything?
Because I don't want anyone to be hurt, but I also want him to fucking chill the fuck out.
If you had not taken that shot, by the way, Reese was not going to stab you.
Me?
No.
No,
Me.
Oh.
Nicola.
And Nicola proved that he was just as much of a monster as
He never
claims
said he
Vedra
wasn't.
was. So
Nicola never
Reese-
said
Yeah.
that he was a
So
saint.
Reese
He
gave
never-
him
yeah.
precautions, and you're sitting here saying, "Oh, you're gonna make Reese pay," but Reese is controlled by that one, so that one will make you pay twice as hard if
No,
you
I
try
won't.
to,
No.
to do the
Listen, I
like
already
this
tried to kill
state.
Reese once.
I like to state, I think I aided Reese in his actions when I did the blinding.
Just like poof.
Oh yeah, most definitely, Mix.